The young people saying that they're tired of recycled leaders who don't fulfill their promises. Is that an excuse, or is it real?
To change the destiny of young people in this country, we must be able to speak to them the truth. And the truth is, for you to change a discipline, or to even be in a position where you can comment about a certain discipline, such as politics, then you must have consciousness for that discipline. So it is imperative for young people to involve themselves in political issues, to understand, and then they can now get that political consciousness to understand what is it that they want and what is it they want to push for. Number two, it is also very important for us, for young people, to embrace history. The history of this country has been watered down over time, and without history, then you cannot inform about your future, because this country, there's nothing that we have gotten just on a silver platter. Even the independence itself, it was fought for over 10 years. Then eventually we were able to be crowned as a state in 1963. Then progressively we had constitutional changes. Then we had multi-party, the second liberation, and then we fought for a new constitution that was promulgated in 2010. So continuously, our destiny has been shaped by struggles, and if we understand those struggles, then we realize it's not time for young people to say that they do not want to be involved in politics. If you do not want to be involved in politics, other people are going to sit on the table and they're going to determine how you will live. They're going to determine how you go to the university, how much you will pay for your tuition. They're going to determine how much you will pay for your help and how it is supposed to be collected. They're going to determine how you can get jobs. They're going to determine what are the requirements that you need to get a job. You can imagine what the requirements that a young person needs to get a job in this country. Leave alone just getting the job. Even to apply for the job itself, you need a whole range of requirements. Who are the people that understand these struggles, that can be able to speak in the parliament? If we do not send there Billion, who understands our struggle, he understands the times we have lived in. If we cannot send Jala, who understands our struggle and can actually be in our situation and legislate on our behalf, then the other thing that young people are getting all wrong, we cannot be there to always praise the older generation and do firefighting for them like our very good friend Simon has been doing on the screen here. That puts us in a position where we continuously inform this older generation that we are not yet there. We are not equal to the task. When we get a position such as this one Simon has gotten, when we get a position like maybe we have a young senator, we have a young MP, they should use that space to increase the space for others, to be able to speak to others and invoke that urge to run for political office. What are the structures that they can use in order to help other young people who are outside there? But when we send the young people, the few young people who get to elective positions, the few young people who hold certain offices, when they go there, they join the choir and start singing praises for the older generation. Their conscience must remain on the constituency that they represent. And the constituency that they represent is young people. There is no way that an older person will understand your struggles. Growing up in 1975 is totally different from growing up in 2005. It's different from growing up in 2015. So as long as we do not have somebody who understands our war to be able to fight for us, then we get it all wrong. But then I would speak to these young people who have given their comments in the newspaper, and they have given various reasons why they will not be taking place in the elections. The point is, other people will sit and they will make decisions for you as you sit pretty. And again, you can never remain 20 forever. In 20 years' time, you'll be 40, you'll be 50. You'll also have children who will require direction from you in which way they will determine their life, their democracy, their democratic rights. So that consciousness must be generated in us through our value systems, through our education, and through our partnerships with other, with even those who are in power today. Young people, it's not our position to hate those who are in power today. It's not in our position to hate those who have money today. That's why I I completely refuse the hustler narrative. Even these people, if Trevor has 2 billion shillings in his bank account, I hope you do. What is so bad?
I do. I don't.
What is so bad with working with Trevor to be able to realize a dream I have? You see, so when you shun them away, then we drop that collective responsibility to shape our country.
Yeah.
And then as we come to the table to negotiate, who are we negotiating? There are those who have gone before us.
Yeah.
There's tremendous things we can learn from them. Many people talk about Tom Mboya, but they never ask themselves, how old was Tom Mboya? And how old were the people around him?
Yeah.
They were much older than him, but he sat with them, he learned from them, he grew through the system, he acquired certain values that are required in leadership. And when his time irons, as young people, how are we working with this faction so that if one of them gets into power, you can be able to represent your constituency and bring on the table their grievances. So can we craft out proper lobbying groups for young people?
Okay. Simon